Commodities will play a critical role in helping the world to reduce emissions and move away from fossil fuels. As a result, there is an increasing desire for greater transparency around the sustainability characteristics of the raw materials we will need for batteries and clean energy technologies such as electric vehicles.
When we look at a battery and calculating the carbon footprint of a battery cell that's going to go into an application, you have to take into consideration all of the inputs into that battery. What we've done at Benchmark is model how those raw materials going into a battery can impact the overall carbon intensity of a cell.
Benchmark has noted increasing efforts from raw material producers to exhibit transparency around their sustainability credentials, combined with a desire by downstream consumers to ensure material they procure meets company-by-company ESG-friendly requirements. As a result, Benchmark has launched a series of sustainable price indexes, including a lithium carbonate price as well as 2 sustainable nickel prices. The indexes only consider pricing transactions for material that originates from producers deemed by Benchmark to be industry-leading.
What we're able to say is a ring-fenced number of companies in the upstream are tier 1 by our sustainability standard and therefore eligible for their tonnage to qualify under our sustainable lithium carbonate pricing, which means that we can then filter the price inputs which we get from the market to only include tonnage which is originated at those tier 1 sustainability lithium producers.
The indexes give automakers the opportunity to index contract price mechanisms to demonstrate supply chain sustainability practices. It also incentivizes producers to strive for better ESG transparency.
Downstream, lots of the major OEMs, they're aware of the fact that the EV transition, that the sort of electrification journey that our industry is going on, is part of the clean energy transition, but that's also becoming part of a conversation about the just energy transition. So making sure that they're managing exposure to risk when it comes to ESG concerns is an increasing priority to many of the Western automakers that we speak to.
Benchmark's industry-leading category is relevant to each particular industry and reflects broad environmental and sustainability impacts, as well as efforts by companies to mitigate those impacts.
Within environment, we are looking at topics such as carbon emissions, biodiversity, water consumption, with social subjects such as resettlement, Indigenous people, local community and investment, and within governance, looking at subjects such as auditing and certification, ESG reporting, and human rights.
The indexes highlight the urgent need for the world to invest in supplies of sustainable raw materials to meet rising demand for batteries and electric vehicles. At the moment, when it comes to lithium, for example, there is a shortage of future sustainable supply, as defined by Benchmark's index. By 2026, Benchmark's lithium forecast shows that lithium from recycled sources or mined by companies identified as industry-leading or good practice is set to meet 45% of demand but drop to 35% by 2030. In the future, markets could also start to price a so-called green premium for more sustainable supply.
I think really a first step is going to be the industry sort of getting a consensus on what we mean by a sustainable premium. For now, we don't see a premium based on these kind of sustainability practices. Of course, that's something that could change over time, and really it will be dependent on defining what we mean by this.
Please contact Benchmark to learn more about our lithium and nickel prices, sustainability services, and ESG reports.